All right, guys, so we're going to go over a quiz review today so that you can be prepared for the quiz that we have today in Canvas. So looking at these graphs here, if you had to describe what kind of emotions each graph is projecting, if you're in the Amplify, it is going to have um, the clouds instead of just these graphs. So just tell me what you feel about those clouds, how they should, what kind of personalities they express, right? So how would you just, let's go ahead and look at that real quick, see if we've got people answering over there. All right, guys, let's go ahead and if you are available here, get logged in. All right, so let's take a look at this review, okay? Make sure that you open up Desmos before we get started. Before you do anything else, click on that link and open up Desmos, okay? If you are in Chrome, you can right click on the tab and click split view so you can have them in the same tab, all right? So that's always a good thing to do. Right, so go ahead and make sure you open up your Desmos. Right, and then describe these three clouds to me. What are their emotions? How are they feeling? What kind of personalities do they have? Okay, so let's see what you guys are going to say. Give them some personality. Tell me about these clouds. What do you think? If you haven't been able to get into the Amplify, go ahead and put something in chat. What do you think about the clouds? What are their personalities do you see? Okay, just make sure you get that done. They have different expressions, yeah. All right. The first one looks derpy. I love that. He does look kind of derpy. Is it this one or this one? They both look kind of derpy. I drew those. All right, so the top one. All right, let's go ahead and do the vocabulary. All right, we have different words here. We have quadratic formula, we have x-intercepts, we have zeros, and we have quadratic equation. Okay, so a quadratic equation is an equation that can be written in the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. A formula used to solve any quadratic equation. Good morning, Corbin. If you're just coming in, we do have a link in the chat for the Amplify lesson. And if you haven't yet joined the Amplify classroom, you should definitely start by joining the Amplify classroom because it will help you with these assignments. All right, so quadratic formula is the formula used to solve quadratic equations. The values of x that make the quadratic equation equal to 0 are the zeros. And then the place where the parabola crosses or touches the x-axis. Those are our x-intercepts. All right. So yours should look like this. And this is going to be similar to question 1 on your test or on your quiz. Okay, similar to question 1 on the quiz. There's our vocabulary. All right. All right. When Mario dives into the water, he moves in parabolic motion. Mario's path is modeled by the quadratic function g of x is equal to x squared minus 4, where the zeros are where he enters and exits the water. Given the graph of the function below, what are the locations where Mario breaks the surface of the water? So in chat, guys, I'm going to give you a countdown from 10. So if you want to write the answer first, look at this graph. And where do you think he enters the water? So we're going to start from left to right. Where would I say Mario enters the water in this image or in this graph? So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where does Mario enter the water? What do you think? -2. We get a lot of people who say -2. Perfect. I'm going to say -2 because that's right here on the graph. -2, 0. All right. And where would you say Mario exits the water? In 3, 2, 1, go. +2. Perfect, guys. Thank you. All right. And Mario is swimming through the water. Woo. Okay. We're going to pretend that I did not take a lot of time to do that. All right. So take a moment, make sure yours is copied in correctly, that you are ready for the next one. Oh, right, I could have just left it with the picture. Okay, cool. Appreciate your patience, guys. I'm going to give you guys just another moment too. And when you're ready to move on, go ahead and give me a thumbs up, please. All right. So we have -2 and 2. Perfect. All right. What positive value of x is a solution to the equation 3x squared equals 147? All right. So the first thing we're going to do, any ideas what we should do here? What is the first thing I should do? Okay, can I plug it into Desmos just as it's written? I definitely do want to plug into Desmos, but can I do it just as it's written, or do I need to rewrite it? Hey, that works too. The way that works is going to be, what we're saying is we're going to subtract the 147 from both sides, and we get 3x squared minus 147 is equal to 0. All right. So we're going to say 3x squared minus 147. All right. We can click on our graph. And then if you realize it only asked me for the positive solution, so I'm just going to put 7. Congratulations. Yay. Okay. Let's write them over here. All right, so go ahead and make sure that you have that correct and ready to go. Good morning, Julie. We're working in Amplify. If you don't have an account, I'll post the link in chat again. If you do have an account and have done it before, you should be able to sign in and directly go to the correct place. Right? My headset made a weird noise. Okay. All right. Thumbs up when you're ready to move along. Okay, perfect. Don't know what happened there. All right. Okie dokie, let's tackle this spooky equation together. What values of x are solutions to the equation? Parentheses x minus 3, close parentheses squared is equal to 49. And we want to separate our answers with a comma. So first of all, what's the first thing we need to do here? What is the first thing we should do? What's the first step? Good morning, George. But again, can I plug it into Desmos just as it is? First, we need to rewrite it in standard form. Okay. Subtract the 49 from both sides. Okay. So the first step, remember we have to have it in standard form. So we're going to subtract the 49 from both sides. Again, we don't have to expand out the x minus 3 squared. And now we can plug it into Desmos like it is here. All right. All right, so let's type in our Desmos equation. Open parentheses, x minus 3 squared minus 49. And we want to know what two solutions we have. So we have -4 and +10. So how am I going to put that in as the answer? What do you think? What am I going to type as my answer? Any ideas? -4, 10. Perfect. See, that didn't work. I'm just going to screenshot. All right. So we put -4, 10. No spaces, or else Luigi won't catch the ghost, okay? So if you want Luigi to catch that ghost, make sure you don't put any spaces in there. So weird. All right, so take a moment. Make sure you have everything ready to go and you're ready. When you are ready for me to move on, let me know by putting a thumbs up. I accidentally answered a scam call. Oops. All right, and while you're doing that, guys, if you want to pay attention, good morning, Jacob. If you were doing it by hand, don't worry, Morgan. You're going to just plug things into Desmos, and all the questions are very similar to what we're doing here. And then if you still are struggling, you can come to one of my tutoring sessions like tomorrow at 2:30 and do it again, and we can talk about it at that point. Or you can watch through the videos that we've posted. Okay, so when we do this through by hand, we get positive or negative 7 plus 3. So if we had negative 7 plus 3, that's how we get negative 4. And positive 7 plus 3 is 10. All right. So let's move on to the next question. All right, if you find the solution to this equation, you're going to stomp that Goomba. So I want to give you guys a minute. Find the solution to the equation. There's only one. Stomp the Goomba. It's already in standard form. You should be able to graph it. Don't put the answer in the chat until the timer goes off, but once the timer goes off, you can hit enter on your answer in chat. About 30 more seconds. Just under 10. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful, guys. Good job at hitting enter right then. Perfect. 2. I have several 2s in the chat. Awesome. The answer is 2. Look at our Goomba getting squished. We squished the Goomba. Yes, I'm a nut. I'm nuts. Don't worry. All right, so go ahead and make sure you're ready for the next one. I'm just putting the graph of the equation in to the notes. Thumbs up when you're ready to move on to the next slide. Thank you, guys. Awesome, awesome. All right. So let's find out how many times we have to hit this cube in order to get some coins out of it. In order to find out how many times I need to hit that cube, I have to find the solution to the equation x squared minus 18x plus 81. I'm going to give you guys a minute. And again, when the timer goes off, in chat, you can put the answer. So I'm going to give you about a minute to get this typed in and ready to go. So let's go with x squared minus 18x plus 81. All right. How many coins are we going to get out of this box? Are the questions, Mario, based on the quiz? No, I was bored. All right, we got about 20 seconds, guys. If you haven't gotten it entered into Desmos, you need to make sure you do that. Let's get that going, guys. I have like 19 people, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, 16 minus 1, 15. Yeah, looks like 15. All right, guys, go ahead and enter on your answer. Good morning, Desiree. It is. Good job. It is 9. Awesome. Okay, if you're just getting here, this should, no, we're not going to do that. That's right, I'm doing this from the teacher view. So if you put 9 into the answer box, you should get 9 coins. Yay, 9 coins. Woohoo, good job, guys. All right, I'm going to give you guys a moment. Again, while I put the screenshot into our notes. So make sure you have this in your notes and you're ready to move on to the next question as soon as we can. I want to make sure you have time to work on that quiz and make sure you're happy with it. Okay. All right, thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Okay, great. All right, let's hope Yoshi hatches eggs. The eggs for Yoshi are located at the solutions of x squared plus 5x plus 6. Where are those eggs? Separate your answers with a comma. I'm going to give you a minute. Don't forget, again, same concept. When the timer goes off, you can hit enter on your answer in chat. It is way better than trying to do this in a text survey. So, or I suppose I could do this and like watch you guys do it. You will notice that these are not the actual student names. There is no one named Maria in this class. I did anonymize your names. All right, you have about 20 seconds left. Four, three, two, one, and enter. Awesome. -3, -2. Awesome Blossom. If your little Yoshi did not show up, try switching your answers. All right, as long as you put -3 and -2, it should be correct. All right. So I've got 3 people who are working in the Amplify, but everyone else should be working in there if they can. All right, I'm going to give you a moment to go ahead and, oops, let me get that back in there. Give you a moment. Make sure you're ready for the next question. I like to label them, it makes the pictures easier. All right. All right, thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Thank you. All right. Luigi, if Luigi is at the negative solution of x squared minus 5x minus 6, no, it's not the same one, equals 0, and Mario is at the positive solution, where is Mario? All right. Same process? No, I keep repeating myself, but this is something I have to keep reminding myself that I'm doing. So about a minute in the time on the timer. When the timer goes off, you can tell me where Mario is. Mario is missing. Where can I find him? Where can I find Mario? Where is Mario? There we go. This is actually a video game that I loved when I was a kid. Mario is missing. It is like Carmen Sandiego. It's pretty fun. 20 seconds, guys. 10 more seconds, and then we're going to hit enter with our answers. All right, go for it. That is correct. Awesome, guys in chat putting down 6. Mario is at 6. But what did I do wrong here? I got to check the coding on this because we should have been able to find Mario. Or I forgot to put the other image in. Oh, maybe I did. No worries. Mario is at 6. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and put both of these solutions into the expression list so that we can have them labeled. Label, label. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a moment. Well, again, I get this screenshot for our notes. All right. Moving right along. Are we ready to move on? Go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Great, 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 great. All right, so if you've ever played a Mario Brothers game, you know that some creatures, like flying Goombas, require more than one hit to disable. So let's find the solution set to 3x squared minus 10 equals 13x. And that will give us each of our hits on our flying Goomba. So yeah, go for it. The recording will be there later, Morgan. Don't worry, and we can talk tomorrow afternoon if you need to. All right, again, I'm gonna put about a minute on the timer. And tell me what values I need to find the solution set. Now, if you will notice how it's already a fraction here. Guess what I want your answer form to be? Okay, I want it a fraction, but as a heads up, it's going to give it to you as a decimal in Desmos, but you'll notice that if you put in the fraction, it will tell you what the decimal is, okay? So I just wanted to show you that 3/4 is not the answer. If it were, the Goomba would have disappeared. I hope. I tested it. I might have messed it up. All right, we've got about 15 more seconds, guys. Let's go. If you haven't gotten the question entered into Desmos, remember you do need to subtract the 13x from both sides before you can do anything else with it in our Desmos that we are using. All right, great job, guys. I have 3 answers in chat of negative 2 over 3. 2 over 3. Perfect. Notice how the Goomba changed. And that is approximately negative 0.666667 and 5. And we squashed the Goomba. Yay. And again, it gives us to us in decimal in Desmos. But if you weren't sure, it's okay. Don't stress it. All right. But when you put in the fraction, you can see that they match. All right. So go ahead and take a moment. Make sure that you are ready to move on. Perfect. I'm not 100% certain if on the quiz it was a decimal or a fraction, so I'm making sure that both answers are represented. Mostly because putting decimals in to get a correct answer on Amplify is a pain. All right. Last question. Similar to question 10 on the quiz. Bowser has a plan. If he can build a new courtyard with specific dimensions, he'll take over the Mushroom Kingdom. But if Mario figures out the width of the new courtyard first, he will rescue Princess Peach and save the Mushroom Kingdom. I promise I am only a little crazy. The courtyard is to have an area of 24 square meters. Its width is W meters and its length is W plus 2 meters. The area of the courtyard can be represented by the expression W times W plus 2. What is the value of W, the width of the courtyard, in meters? So this one requires a few different things for you to do. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes on this one. All right, but during that 2 minutes, I'm going to go through the first few steps with you. So as a reminder, we need to rewrite this problem. Okay, so let's write it in standard form. First, we know that the area is 24 square meters. Area is length times width, and they told us the expression we were going to be using anyway, which is width times width plus 2. All right, so we can say 24 is equal to, and I'm going to go ahead and change the W's to X's, just so it's easier to graph. I'm going to subtract the 24 from both sides. And that's going to be equal to 0. So using that information, you have just over 30 more seconds to find out the width. Okay. About 15 seconds. Let's see what you guys come up with. Remember, we're looking for the width. All right, guys. 4 Anyone else? It is 4. Now, is 4 the only solution to this equation? No, but let me ask you something. Why do you think we didn't use the negative answer? Any guesses why we're using the positive? Width can't be negative, correct. But you can also look at it this way too. Let's think of numbers that equal 24 when we multiply. You know, 6 times 4 is 24. 6 is 2 more than 4. So 4 is the lower number. We would want to go with the lower number there. But I like the reminding ourselves that negative width is not a thing. Okay. Thank you, Mario. Your quest is over. Woohoo! Your new quest is to go and get a really good grade on this quiz. Okay. All right. So I'm going to screenshot this whole thing. All right, guys. So once you are done with this question and you are confident in your ability to do well, I am going to put up a brief exit ticket. Let's close this tab. On a scale of Paper Mario, how ready are you to take this quiz? On this scale of Paper Mario, how ready are you to take the quiz? When you've answered, feel free to sign out. But I do love that 16 right there, that beautiful 16. Look at that confidence. Bye, Nathaniel. You have a great day too. All right, guys, let's go. You can do it. You can answer the question again. Once you are done, you are allowed to sign out. Have a good day. Stay warm. Be safe this weekend. Right? If you need help, if you are feeling a little not ready for it, I'm trying to tell if that's a, oh my God, I have to do this kind of response, or, oh my God, I don't think I can do it. But at least he just looks exasperated. If you need help though with the quiz, feel free to reach out. I will be happy to help you out as much as I can without giving you the answers.